Pikum check ക്ലാസ്സുകളാണ്. Pikum check ക്ലാസ്സുകളാണ്.
Pikum എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞ
Good evening, all. Shall we start the session? My voice is audible, ma?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, we can start. It's audible.
Yes, screen is visible, right?
Yep.
yes ma'am.
Yes. Before we begin today's session, let me ask you one simple question. What happens when people lose trust in money, banks, and business? The financial crisis is not just about the numbers falling in the stock market. Okay, so it's affect job, families, industries, and even the future of countries. So interestingly, one financial decisions taken in one country can create an impact across the entire world within days. You know, that is power of global economy. Today we will explore how the financial crisis happened, their impact on emerging, the economics, and the important lessons the future managers and leaders like you should learn from them. So, these sections will help you understand not only the economics and finance, but also leadership, ethics, governance, and crisis management in the real business world. The global financial crisis of 2008 was one of the biggest economic crises in modern history. It started in the United States, the financial sectors mainly due to excessive lending and failure in the housing market, but quickly spread across the world. So this crisis affect the bank, business, governments, and ordinary people globally. So the many companies closed, unemployment increased, and several economics entered recession. So it's clearly showed that today the economics are highly interconnected. A financial problem in one country can create serious impact across the world. For MBA students, it's understanding this crisis is very important because it's provide valuable lessons in financial management, risk assessment, leadership and governance, crisis management, ethical management practice, etc. So, as a future manager and business leaders, the learning from the past financial crisis help us make better strategic and responsible decisions in future. Next, what is financial crisis exactly? The financial crisis is a situation in which the financial system of the country or global economy face the severe instability. That's it's occurred when banks, financial institutions, business, or investors suddenly uh, lose the confidence in the market. As a result, the money flow becomes disrupted, investment declines, and even the economic activity slow down significantly. So the financial crisis can affect the individual, companies, government, and entire nations. So they often lead to economic uncertainty, panic among the investors, and long-term damage to growth and employment. First, we can see one by one the financial instability affect the economics and markets. The financial crisis create the instability in financial market such as banks, stock exchange, uh one second. Yes. uh the investment sectors. So during this period, the investors become fearful and withdraw investments. So the stock prices falls, sharply. The companies struggle to raise the funds. Even the current value may fluctuate, heavily. Even the customers' confident also decrease. So this instability affect both domestic and international economics. Become modern financial system are highly interconnected. The problem in one country can quickly through the trade and global investments. Example, the 2008, the global financial crisis started in the US, its housing market, but eventually affect the economics around the world. Second, go for bank failure and stock market crosses. You know that it's a crisis. It's one major features of the financial crisis in the collapse of banks, even that financial institutions. So the bank failure, the bank may fail because the customers withdraw money in panic, then borrowers cannot repay the loans, banks suffer heavily financial losses. The stock market crashes, that the stock market crash happens when share price fall rapidly within a short period. So the reason include fear among the investors, economic uncertainty, corporate losses. So many reason is behind even the global political, and even financial events. So when stock market cross, the investors lose wealth, the companies lose market values, even the economic confidence decline further. So during the Great Depression of 1929, the year the stock market collapsed, causing massive economic hardship in the worldwide. Third one is credit shortage and recession. That during the financial crisis, the banks and lenders become causations, about giving loans. The situation is called the credit crush or credit shortage. So the effects, what effects of credit shortage, because the business cannot borrow money for expansions, the industries they reduce the productions, the customers avoid spending, so the housing and automobile sectors also slow down. As spending and investment decline, the economic enter a recession, which means a prolonged period of reduce the economic activity. Then the rise in unemployment and economic slowdown. The financial crisis is directly affect the employment and the economic growth. The unemployment, uh, uh, you know automatically when companies face the losses, they reduce the hiring. Some employees lose the job also. So salary cuts may occur, you know as unemployment rise now, automatically the customer spending reduce further, poverty and financial stress increase, so the economic slowdown also happen. The overall economic development slow because the industries produce less, so the investment decrease. So other thing is the government revenue falls, so the international trade also weakens. So these credit year cycle where low spending and low protection continue to affect the economic for several years. So what is the major causes of the crisis? Explained, right? If you explain in detail, the first one is excessive housing loans under subprime mortgages. The banks and financial institutions gave large number of home loans to people who had low income, poor credit history, even unable repayment capacity. So these loans are called subprime mortgages. So the loans were approved very easily without proper verifications. So the many borrowers believed housing prices would continue to rise. So the bank also offered adjustable rate mortgages with initially low interest rate. Even when interest rate increased, the borrowers could not repay their loans. So what is the result? The collapse of the housing market triggered the financial crisis globally, right? Second one is the poor risk management by financial institutions. The financial institutions failed to properly assess and control the financial risk. So the bank invested heavily in risky mortgage backed securities. So the many institutions ignored warning signs of increasing loan defaults. So excessive leverage, borrowing large amount of money for investments, increased, vulnerability. Even the complex financial products were sold without fully understanding their risk. So the credit rating agency wrongly rated risky assets as safe. So what is the result of poor risk investment by financial institutions? Because the financial institutions suffered massive losses and several major, the banks collapsed. If you see that weak financial regulations, the government oversight and the financial regulations were not strong enough to control risky financial activities. So the regulatory authorities failed to monitor lending practices effectively. So the investment banks operate with limited supervisions. Then lack of transparency allowed risk transaction to grow rapidly. So the regulators underestimate the dangers of speculative investments also. So these things, the result, the uncontrolled financial activities, it's created instability in the global financial systems. If you see last one, over dependence on credit and debit, the both individual and financial institutions, it's relied excessively on borrowed money. So the customers used loans and credit cards beyond their repayment capacity. So the business depends on easy credit for expansions. So the economic, the become higher, highly dependent on continuous borrowing and lending. So when the credit market collapsed, the banks stopped lending money. Business faced the financial shortage. The customers also spending reduced sharply. So the result is the excessive debit burden intensified the global regressions. So the overall impact is bank failures, then stock market crashes, even though the global recessions, loss of investors confident also. So the crisis highlight the importance of responsible lending, strong financial regulations, even the effective risk management, sorry, sustainable economic policies also. The crisis highlight that these importance is behind. Then it's a collapse of financial institutions. One of the most serious consequence of the 2008 global financial crisis was the collapse of major financial institutions. That is, the bank and investment firms around the world suffered huge losses due to risky lending and investment practice. So this creates panic in global, financial market and severely affect the world economy. The first one is housing market collapse, increase, loan defaulters. So the crisis began with the collapse of the housing market in the US. For many years, the banks had provided easy home loan in the including subprime mortgage to people with weak repayment capacity. So the housing price increase rapidly. It's create the real estate bubble. So when housing prices started falling, the many home owners own major money than the actual value of their homes. So the interest rate also increased. So making that loan repayment is very difficult. So the million of borrowers failed to repay their mortgage, leading to massive loan defaulters. So the defaulter increased. You just to think that the bank stopped receiving repayment, right? Then the mortgage backed securities lost their values, right? Then even though the financial institution faced the huge financial loss, right? So what is the key point for this na? The housing market crash directly weakened that the banking systems, because the bank had heavily invested in housing related financial project, I mean financial product. Then what is the major institution face the bankruptcy? That is, the many large financial institutions were unable to serve the losses. So the banks and investment firms had invested heavily in risky mortgage assets. Even though the liquidity problems increased, because the banks stopped trusting each others and lending money. So the several famous financial firms either declared bankrupt, they were acquired by other companies, or required government bailed out packages. So example include, EIG, that peer streams, then Washington Mutual. These are the famous companies also facing their major issues. So the key point here, even the world famous financial institutions were not protected from collapse when risk management failed. Then, Lehman Brothers collapse the intensified the crisis. The collapse of Lehman Brothers in September 2008 became the turning point of the crisis. Lehman Brothers was one of the largest investment banks in the US. Many people should aware, right? So it had invested heavily in risky mortgage backed securities. So the company suffered enormous losses, could not find the buyers or financial support. So the US government decided not to rescue the Lehman Brothers. So it is a very famous case studies. Your time will permit you just to be referred that case studies. Yes, you understand what is the root cause, what is the impact, everything. Okay, so as a result, the Lehman Brothers filled for bankruptcy. Then the financial market panicked globally, stock market crashed sharply, so the bank become afraid to lend money to each other. So this even create fear that more financial institutions would fail. So key lesson for this na, the collapse of Lehman Brothers, it symbolized the severity of the financial crisis and triggered the global panic. Then finally we can see that global investor confidence declined. So the investor confidence is essential for the smooth functioning of financial market. During the crisis, the investor lost trust in bank and financial institutions. Even though the stock market around the world declined sharply, the business reduced the investment due to uncertainty. So the customers reduce spending because of fear of unemployment and economic instability. So the countries across the world experience, recessions, raising unemployment, decline the industrial productions, and even financial instability. So the government and central banks also had provide a bailed out package, reduce the interest rate, inject liquidity into market, and strengthen the financial regulations. So the collapse of financial institution during the global financial crisis, it showed how the interconnected the global economic had become. So poor lending practices, weak risk management, and lack of regulations caused severe damage to the banking systems. The crisis emphasized the importance of strong financial supervisions, responsible lending, transparency, and effective risk management in maintaining economic stability. Then if you go for next slide, global effects of the financial crisis, global impact of the crisis. The decline in GDP growth worldwide, the financial crisis slowed down economic activity, across countries. So the business reduced the productions, customers spend less money, government face lower revenue. As a result, the GDP growth rate declines globally. So the lending to economic recessions in many nations. Then increase in unemployment. During the financial crisis, the company faced losses and reduced the demand for goods and services. So to cut cost, the many business reduce hiring or lay off employees. This lead to raising unemployment levels, lower household income, and decreased purchasing power among people. Then reduced in international trade and investment. The financial instability affect the global trade and foreign investment. The countries import and export fewer goods due to reduced demand and lack of financial confidence. The investors also avoid risky market, so the causing a decline in foreign direct investments and international business expansion. The last impact is banking instability and market volatility. The banks may suffer from loan defaulters, liquidity shortage, and loss of customers' confidence. During a crisis, the stock market become highly volatile, with a rapid decline in share prices and uncertainty among the investors. So this instability weakens the overall financial systems and affect the economic confidence worldwide. Then impact on emerging economics. It's that slower economic growth in India, China, and Brazil. So the emerging economics such as India, China, and Brazil often experience it's a slower economic growth during the global financial crisis. So reduce the global demands affect the industries, manufacturing, and services, leading to lower GDP growth and reduce the business expansion. Second one is reduce the exports and foreign investment. So the financial crisis decreased the international trade activities. So the emerging economic face lower export demands from developed nations, affecting sectors such as manufacturing, IT, and raw materials. So the foreign investors also become cautious, the result in reducing FDI, foreign direct investment, and slower infrastructures and industrial development. Then currency fluctuations and financial uncertainty. During the economic instability, the value of currency in emerging market may fluctuate significantly. So the invest may, the withdraw funds from risky market, causing depreciation of local currencies and creating uncertainty in stock market, banking system, and business operations. Then finally increase the government interventions. The government in emerging economics, it's often introduce the economic stimulus, the package, financial regulations, subsidies, and the monetary policy to stable the economy. So the central banks may reduce the interest rate, support banks, and increase the public spending to maintain economic growth and employment. Then, what is their response measures during the financial crisis? So, we can see one by one the central banks reduce the interest rates. So, the central banks lowered interest rate to encourage, bar, I mean, borrowing, spending, and the investment, lower interest rate. It's helped the business across cheaper loans and supported economic activity during the period of slowdown. If you say the second measure is the government introduced stimulus package, that means the many government announced the economic stimulus package that included tax reductions, infrastructure spending, to give their subsidies, and financial assistance and industries and citizens. Even though we allocate the industrial estates, the industrial estates, the government providing their accommodations. Yes, we can start their companies. Yes, the providing their places along with other resources, that is that water, electricity, resources, everything, that is industrial estates. That time it's very famous for many countries to taking these measures. Then these measures aim to retrieve the demand, create job, and stabilize the economy. And third measure is banking regulations strengthened. So the financial crisis exposed weakness in banking systems, so the leading governments and regulatory authorities to implement the stricter banking regulations. That's new rule focused on improving transparency, increasing capital revenues, and reducing risky financial practices. Then fourth one is liquidity support provide to market. Central banks and financial institutions injected liquidity into market to maintain the financial stability. So emergency funding, bond purchases, and support to bank ensure that financial institution had enough cash to continue operations and prevent market collapse. If you see next, key lessons for emerging economics. One of the most important lessons from global financial crisis is the need for strong financial regulations. So the weak banking supervisions and lack of transparency increase the financial risk and also create the instability in the economy. So the government and central banks must closely monitor the banks, financial institutions, and capital market to prevent the excessive lending, even the speculative activities. So the proper regulations can maintain the investor confident and protect the economic from sudden collapse. So the emerging economics must build strong regulatory frameworks to ensure long-term financial stability. If you go for second, the effective risk management practice needed. The financial crisis highlight the importance of identifying and managing the risk effectively. the business, banks, and government should continuously assess the financial risk such as volatility, credit risk, inflations, and currency fluctuations. So the risk management strategies like diversification of investments, the maintaining reserve funds and proper financial planning can reduce the losses during the economic uncertainty. So the companies that fail to manage risk properly during the crisis often faced, severe financial losses. So therefore, the emerging economic should encourage the organization to adopt, the modern risk management systems and financial discipline. Next one is, we can see that a diversification of economy. That is also very important. The economics that depends heavily on a single industry, export product, or foreign investment are more vulnerable during global crisis. So the diversification help reduce the economic risk by developing multiple sectors such as manufacturing, agriculture, technology, tourism, even service sectors. So, for example, if one sector experience decline, other sectors can continue, supporting economic growth and employment. So, the emerging economic should focus on balanced industrial development, innovations, entrepreneurship, even the digital transformations to create a resilient and sustainable economy. Then, the ethical leadership and the governance matter. That is also one of the important things. It's a key lessons for emerging economics. Unethical business practice, corruptions, poor corporate governance were major contributors to several financial crises. So the ethical leadership promote transparency, accountability, and responsible decision making in both government and business organization. So the leaders must prioritize the long-term economic stability over short-term profit. So good governance, it's mainly, it's improve the investors trust and strengthening the institutions and ensure fair financial practice. So emerging economics need ethical policy makers, the responsible corporate leaders, and the transparent institutions to build sustainable economic growth and public confidence. Then what is the additional lessons for emerging economics? Because the core lesson is that fourth thing: the strong financial regulations, effective risk management practice, diversification of the economy, ethical leadership, and governance. But additional lessons also important. One is build strong foreign exchange reserves. That is, foreign exchange reserves play a critical role in protecting a country during financial crisis. So these reserves help the government stabilize their currency, manage imports, and meet international payment obligations during the periods of economic uncertainty. So the countries with strong reserve can better handle sudden capital outflows, so the economic rate fluctuations and global trade disruptions. So for emerging economics, maintaining adequate foreign exchange reserves, increasing investors confidence, and provide financial security during the external shocks. Then second lesson is maintain sustainable debit levels. The excessive borrowing can create serious financial pressures during economic downturn. So the government and business should maintain the sustainable debit level to avoid repayment difficulties and fiscal instability. So the high debit burdens can reduce the public spending on investment, education, healthcare, and infrastructures. The recently the Indian government also changing their regulation, the RBI changing their regulation of gold loan, because the many people just to borrow the gold loans, but the thing is the repayment loan capacity is very less. So that's why the government, yes, especially the RBI is regulated to changes of gold loan, right? So every monthly installment you want to be, monthly EMI based, you want to be repayment of the gold, that is introduced. So these things are maintain the sustainable debit level. These purpose only, the recently the RBI just to be change the regulation of the gold loan. Then the emerging economic should focus on responsible borrowing, efficient use of fund, and proper debit management strategy. So the sustainable debit levels help the countries remain financially stable even during the global economic crisis. Then third, improve financial literacy and awareness. Yes, that's why the MBA also having this paper, right? Global financial management, because the student should aware what's going on there. Global financial management, what is that impact, what is the crisis in the global level. So this is one of the way, yes, to improve the financial literacy and awareness from public. Okay, so the financial literacy help the individual, business, investors, and students to make informed financial decisions. So during the financial crisis, lack of financial awareness can lead to panic, poor investment choices, excessive borrowings, and financial losses. So the governments, educational institutions, and financial organization should promote awareness about savings, investment, budgeting, insurance, especially for risk management. So the financial educated populations contribute to stronger economic stability and responsible financial behavior, right? Yes. Another one is focusing on long term economic resilience. The emerging economic should not focus only on short term growth, but also on long term resilience and sustainability. So the strong infrastructures, the technological innovations, diversified industries, skilled human resources, and stable institutions help the economic recover faster from crisis. So the government must create policies that support sustainable development, employment generations, the digital transformations, and environmental responsibility. So the long term resilience, it's ensure that economics can withstand future financial shocks and maintain steady growth over time. Then if you go for what is the relevance for MBA students, right? That questions it comes to your mind, right? Why this topic is most important to our MBA students? Yes, because is the lesson financial decision making. Yes, the learn once again. Yes, okay. Learn financial decision making, because the understanding financial crisis for MBA students develop strong financial decision making skills. So the future managers and business leaders strategic investment decisions during uncertain, economic trends, it's enabled
Ma'am, your voice is breaking.
understand the crisis management, teach the important lessons about crisis management. So even the MBA students learn how the business respond to economic downturns through cost management, restructuring, innovations, and strategic planning. So understanding crisis management strategies, it's prepare the students to handle unexpected challenges. So make quick decisions under pressures and maintain business continuity during difficult situations. And the third reason is develop leadership and governance skills. That is, the effective leadership become extremely important during the financial uncertainty. So the MBA students must develop the leadership and uh, leadership, the communication, team management, accountability, like even the decision making ability likewise. So the financial crisis also highlight the importance of corporate governance. you know uh, Automatically it's create their, yes, transparency, responsible management practices, etc. So the the strong leadership help the organizations maintain employee confidence, investor stress, and operational stability during the challenge period. Then the final reason, the last reason is promote the ethical and sustainable business practice. In that modern world, you know very well about that the sustainability of business practice is more important, right? So the many financial crises were caused by unethical business practices also, so excessive risk taking and lack of transparency. So the MBA student should understand the importance of ethical leadership, corporate social responsibility, and sustainable business practices. The ethical management help the organizations build long-term reputations, customers trust, and financial stability. So the sustainable business strategies also support the balanced economic growth and responsible use of resources for future generation. So these four reasons, major reasons only, I'm just took this topic for today. Okay. Then the conclusions. So the crisis highlighted failures in governance and risk management. So the global financial crisis, it's revealed major weakness in corporate governance, so the financial supervisions and risk management systems. So the many financial institutions failed to access risky properly, and while unethical practice and lack of transparency increase economic instability. So the crisis demonstrated that poor decision making and weak regulations can create serious consequence of business, government, and society. So therefore, the strong governance and effective risk management are essential for maintaining financial stability. Second one is, the sustainable growth require the responsible leadership. I already told that the long term economic growth can be, achieved through short term profit or excessive risk taking. So the responsible leadership focused on ethical decision making, accountability, transparency, and sustainable development. So the leaders must balance business growth with social responsibility and financial discipline. So the organization led by responsible leaders are more capable of handling crisis and maintain these stakeholders trust during difficult economic conditions. That is more important. Then emerging economics must strengthen institutions. So the emerging economics need strong institutions, to support stable economic development, effective bank systems, transparent regulatory bodies, independent financial authorities, and even, the efficient public administration help to create investment confidence and economic resilience. Then long term visions is essential for economic stability. Yes, because to compare that, yes, the mission statement, the goals, yes, everything it's towards, it's focusing on the long term vision. So that is, the economic stability is more important for any countries, for the first, their foremost vision is, the economic stability. So as a MBA student, you want to be understand their, yes, exactly, yes, what is going on, their financial global, financial management, yes, how we can manage, what is the impact, everything you must to be understand, right? What is the crisis, especially, many, I told that, the 2008 global financial crisis, that is the major financial crisis. Yes, so if possible, you just to be study their crisis, okay. At least you should aware what went on that 2008, okay, it's helpful for you. Hmm? Any doubts, please ask me if you having any doubt.
Yes, ma'am. I would like to add, maybe supply chain may affect also the financial crisis.
Yes, of course, because the supply chain management area also, right, having there many involved in the financial crisis, because if you go for, yes, in worldwide, right, so that 2008 also, the global financial crisis had a major impact on supply chain management, even across the many industries worldwide. So how the supply chains were affected, I just to be explained. First one is demand collapsed. The customers, reduce spending due to unemployment and economic uncertainty, right? So the companies face the sudden decline in product demand, so the manufacturers reduce the production levels. Even the credit shortage also, not only demand collapse, even the supply chain, no, the credit shortage also, the banks become, that reluctant to provide the loan and the working capitals. The suppliers and manufacturers struggle to finance operations likewise. Especially the suppliers failures also involved. Financially weak suppliers shut down or reduce the operations. Even, cost reduction strategies, the companies focused on reducing their operational and transportation cost. So here, what is the lessons for supply chain management na? Improve of supply chain, resilience, need for risk assessment and contingency planning, diversification of suppliers reduce the dependency risk, especially, the digital tracking and real time data improve the decision making. Example, companies like Toyota and, the General Motors, it's faced production challenges because reduce the customers demand and financial shortage affected their global supplier network. So automatically, that connecting the finance, logistics and operations management together. Are you got it, ma?
Yes, ma'am. I got it. Thank you,
Yes.
ma'am.
Yes, please welcome, ma. Any other questions from any from student side? Okay. You don't have any doubts, please. Yes, ma.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Ma. You don't have any doubts, please leave that meeting. Thank you. Have a nice day.